Hello BookTube, Sarah here and welcome to my channel. Today I am joined by Garrett, my husband, and we are doing the 1,000 subscriber Q&A. So I'm not filming this on my phone, I'm filming this on the laptop just because it's easier. But yeah, we've got a bunch of questions here, so just so this isn't super long, let's jump in and get started. So Cheryl from Knit and Crochet with a Gilmore Girl asked, how did we meet? And was it insta-love?
It was instant love.
No. How did we meet, dear? Where did we meet?
Downtown.
No, where did we actually not meet?
Oh, online.
Yes, we met online. That'll teach you kids.
We'll get one of these.
Yeah. No, I don't beat him, I swear. No, we did. We met online. We talked for what, about a month? And then we met downtown, Yonge and Dundas Square, downtown Toronto, and he hasn't gone home since. So I figured the cats seemed to like him, I might as well just keep him around. It's actually really not that terribly interesting. I mean, pretty standard for nowadays, I would think. A lot of people are meeting that way, yeah.
It used to be the phone, then it became the computer.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but we talked for, what, a good month and a half before we actually met?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I liked him. He was a nice guy. Bit of a Star Wars nerd, but a nice guy. And all the cats are coming out now. And Miss Bree asked, what are the top 3 reads you disliked in 2018? What books did you dislike that you've read so far this year? Try and keep it to 3.
The most recent 2, Stephen King, they went and got a little too political for me. I prefer them just to tell stories. I don't really want real-world crap in my fantasy stories.
What do you think of his endings? I know Steve always says that he phones them in.
Recently, yes. It's pretty much like the Family Guy one, where he's sitting at the editor's office, and they go, well, we need a book. And he grabs a lamp and goes, how about the lamp monster? Okay, get us the book in a couple of months, and we'll print it. Pretty much. It's like he can write money.
I've never read him, so I don't know. And for me, I'm trying to think off the top of my head which ones I really disliked. There was that one, oh, I can't remember. It was the sequel to Bad Romeo. Broken Juliet, I think. That one was horrible. I have to look. I should do that for my year end. I'll do my top 5 and my bottom 5. Maybe I'll do that. Sorry, Brie, I can't think off the top of my head other than that one. I enjoy most of what I read, which is a good thing. And she says, if you could be any heroine in a Harlequin romance, from what line would you be from? I want to say historical, but I don't know if I'd want to live at that time period. Probably the special edition, because they're most your home and family kind of stories. Dee asked, have you ever taken a break from reading for about 2 weeks or a month? No. Well, I mean, sort of, kind of, yes. I did. Bernard has decided to join us. I didn't read for a long time. When we were first together, I wasn't reading as much as I am now. You've always been a reader, sort of. Yeah, you've never really taken a break. Not a break that I'm doing it on purpose.
For 40 years.
Well, I mean, what, you didn't read when you were younger?
For 40 years. How old do you think I am?
Oh, okay.
I've been reading since I was about 1, 2.
Oh, okay.
TV Guide, whatever.
Back of the cereal box, yeah. Oh, Gordon, I think, wants to get on the fun, too. No purposeful break. It just kind of, life happened, right? From Lana. Okay, we already answered, how did we meet? What made you decide to start a BookTube channel? I want to talk about books. That's pretty much it. I saw a lot of other people doing it, and I thought, what I do is a bit of a niche because of the type of books that I read. So that's why I decided to start it. I keep trying to convince this one to do it, but...
I started because I got bored of the collectibles channel that I quit 6 months ago.
Yeah, he used to have a YouTube channel. Used to.
I'm going to do a new one.
I think you should.
Movies, something.
Books, collectibles, all the geek stuff that you like.
Geeks Are Us.
Geeks Are Us. There you go. There. You heard it here first, people.
This is my dream.
From J, I think it's J3. Or no, J, from just J. It says 3 days ago. Top 5 or 10 favorite books of all time. I actually do plan on doing a video on this one in 2019, of like one of those, if you were stuck on a deserted island and you could only bring however many books, what would they be? But I'll just list a couple of them for you. Gone with the Wind is one of my favorites of all time. The Duke and I by Julia Quinn. And Summer at Willow Lake by Susan Wiggs. Do you have a top 1 or 2 books of all time?
Top 1 or 2 books of all time?
That you've ever read? No?
Like the book that stands out among everyone else?
Yeah, that you would reread. No? You're not a rereader, are you?
I do, just not that often.
Yeah. Favorite most memorable characters?
Star Wars, as far as the eye can see. No, the recent set, the Aftermath. Was it Aftermath set? The ones that just was launched with the new canon. There was a battle droid named Mr. Bones.
Okay.
He was a good standout.
Mr. Bones.
It's like a droid.
A droid.
From like 40 years ago.
Oh, okay.
That they put together as like an assassin droid. The kid did. It was really cool. I want a figure.
Well, do they have it?
The figure? No.
No? Oh, you'll have to you get the good people at Star Wars in on that.
Or I'll just have to buy stuff and make my own.
Favorite most memorable character? Most memorable character would have to be Scarlet from Gone with the Wind. I mean, that's, I read so many books, and, a lot of them are kind of the same idea where it's, characters together. Although, and I know it's funny because Lindsay over at Wandering Reader I watched one of her videos and she didn't really like this book so much. It was the second in the Blue Heron series, but I loved Tom. And I loved Honor, but, Tom has always stuck out to me. But it would have to be Scarlet. How did we meet? We've already answered that. Have you ever wanted to write a novel? Yes. I have several ideas for novels, and one day it will get written. One day. Same with you. One day.
I'll write the whole 20-book series, and it'll be a super selling hit. It'll never work again.
The dream is alive.
And the cats. And the wife at times, too.
You know where the camera is, right, dear?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Off in my own little world.
From Lisa. Did you ever love a book so much that you pass it on to your husband to read, or vice versa? No.
No.
The only book that we've ever read, that both of us read, was Ready Player One.
We've read a couple.
Ready Player One was really good. And I think I told you to read it.
Probably. Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
All I know is Armada sucked.
I never read that one.
It's
but
the second book, or the book after that one.
Yeah, no, you did read it, and I remember you saying you didn't care for it. Amanda asked, I know you read a lot of series and have recommended some that you loved before, but do you have an absolute favorite series that you would recommend everyone to read? It depends on what you like. If you want historical romance, the Bridgerton series by Julia Quinn. If you like more contemporary, the Fool's Gold series by Susan Mallory. Any series to recommend? Wait, I know. Star Wars.
Alex Cross.
Okay, yeah, you are reading your way through the Alex Cross series.
No, I'm caught up.
Oh, are you?
I just finished, what was it, Target?
Oh, okay.
Targeted.
Oh, the one that was at the Walmart the other day? Yeah, okay, yeah. Kindle and Book asked, what's your favorite genre within the romance genre to read? Contemporary. All day long, I could read just nothing but contemporary. Will you get off your phone? Oh, you're looking at books. That's fine. You can't read while we're doing this.
The Fifth Ward series by Dale Lucas is good, too. I'm just on the second book now.
Well, there you go. What's your favorite genre within the romance genre to read?
The non-romance genre.
Jane, why only romance novels? It's not only. I don't only read romance. It's like 90% of what I read. But they're my favorite. They have a happy ending, and at the end of the day, that's what I want, because you turn on the news, you do anything like that, and it's just all so depressing. I want something that's happy. We've talked about already what you read. Alana asked, hi Alana. I have some cat questions first. Oh, here we go. Bernard, do you want to chime in on this one? Have you always had cats? Yes, I had cats growing up. You had cats growing up too, right?
Cats birthed on my legs while I was sleeping. Yes, we've had cats forever.
That's unpleasant. How did we decide their names?
Law and Order.
Law and Order. Because I had Goran and then his brother Logan before I met Garett. And, of course, named after the detectives from Law and Order. Then we got Nicholas. And Nicholas was unintentional. Nicholas came with that name, and it wasn't until later that we realized that it was Jeff Goldblum's character from Law and Order Criminal Intent. And then when we got Bernard, we had to name him Bernard because we needed to carry on with the tradition. But yeah, that's how...
It was that or Lupo.
It was that or Lupo.
I think we should have went with Lupo.
We were talking yesterday, we were laughing because I've been rewatching through CSI. And I said, you know, God forbid in 20 years when these cats are gone, the next group are going to be CSI, like Grissom and Warwick.
Meet our new cat, Sarah Seidel.
Sarah Seidel.
It's our first female.
I love police procedurals, absolutely. Do they get into the Christmas tree?
Yes, they clean their teeth on the branch.
But they don't try and climb it. They just chew on the branches. I mean, it's a fake tree, so. Now for books. What is your favorite book? I already mentioned it. For me, it's Gone with the Wind. You don't have a favorite. You love them all equally. Or hate them all equally, depending on. And if you could ever meet a character from a book, who would they be and why?
Meet a character from a book?
Yeah, if the character was a real person. You have a hard time suspending your disbelief for that, don't you, dear?
No.
No? Just nobody?
There's just nobody specific I'd want to meet.
Yeah, no, fair enough. For me, like I said, Gone with the Wind. Again, the only character that really stands out from everything. Oh, or Alice from Alice in Wonderland. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland would be fun too. The Cheshire Cat. I would like to meet the Cheshire Cat because he's cool. For Garrett, she has questions just for you, dear. How did your love for Star Wars start?
I was 2 years old and seen the very first movie on VHS. I believe it was Grey Market because it was probably right as soon as it came out. And watched it over 1,000 times after that. Because I enjoyed the characters and the story.
And who's your favorite character?
Darth Vader.
He is. There's a 6-foot tall Darth Vader in his Star Wars room.
No, Vader is behind one of the dressers.
Oh, is he hiding? Okay. But he's got the helmets and all that stuff,
2
too.
masks, a lightsaber, a 6-foot cutout.
A custom-made lightsaber.
Yeah, that's Obi-Wan Kenobi, though.
Oh, is it? I thought you had it, like...
Oh, I have the Darth Vader saber that comes apart. Oh. They don't make them that way anymore.
I think Lyric is how you say your name. You said your husband is an avid reader. What type of books does he like? We've talked about that. Would I ever do a bookshelf tour? No, I wouldn't. Only because the bookshelf that I'm typically sitting in front of is all that I have, other than my Harlequin bookshelf, which is across the room from me right now. 90% of the books that I read are on here. I don't know. Would you guys be interested in me doing a tour of my e-reader, like of the books that are on there? Let me know. How do you plan your monthly TBRs? It's a long and involved process. Again, if you guys are interested in me doing a video on that, I'd love to. I know I've had people ask me to do like a live feed when I pick my TBR. If I have enough people wanting to do it, I'll do it. But pretty much I use the challenges that I'm doing to pick books and things like that. I'm a mood reader, so it's a foreign concept. Oh yeah, to plan what you would read for a month. I get that. I hear a lot of that from, you're a mood reader, aren't you? Yeah, I'm the complete opposite.
I'll read the first chapter. I'll give a book as far as the first chapter, and if it doesn't catch me within that first chapter in any way, that book is gone. DNF.
Yeah, you do. You DNF'd Dune recently, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
How far into that were you?
Over half.
Wow, that's a commitment right there.
It's not that I didn't like the story of the book, it just was very long-winded.
Mm.
You could make a whole chapter out of just the crap that didn't matter this guy was writing.
How do you keep all the Harlequin book series straight? I'm just so used to them. I've been reading Harlequin for like 20 years. I'm so used to knowing what goes where and, you know, what series was and how long if they're still around and all that stuff. I do seem to remember a lot of book titles at the drop of a hat. Thank you. It's my superpower. I can walk in and I can look and go, yeah, I've read that one. I can just look at the cover and know if I read it or not. But what I'm starting to notice, especially now that I have Kindle Unlimited, a lot of covers are being repurposed. Like, I'll look at the cover of a book and go, I've seen that cover before. And it's the same image. And they've just, like, changed the colors on it or something like that. I don't know if anybody else has noticed that, but I definitely have. Rather be reading. Hi, Karen. Congrats on 1K. Thank you. What book are you most embarrassed, quote unquote, to have not read yet? Anything by Jane Austen. I do admit I am embarrassed to be a romance reader and not to have read any by Jane Austen yet. Are you any books that you're embarrassed you haven't read yet?
Haven't read?
Yes,
No.
haven't read. That's a completely different question. Have you been reading my romance novels?
No.
Okay.
Read the Twilight series.
Yes, he did read the Twilight series. Favorite actor or actress? I don't know.
It should be me.
Yes, I'm sorry. He was in a movie. Tell the story.
I was in a movie when I was 10. Police Academy 3, 1985, 86.
And what scene? In case anybody's at home right now grabbing their VHS
When
copy.
they pull up into a cafe, there's a young blonde kid with an older man as they pull up. I'm the young blonde kid. Then they go to a different table, and I'm the kid coughing at that table.
His claim to fame. So there.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start doing a little extra work again.
Yeah.
If it was $10 an hour back in the 80s, imagine what it is now.
How'd you get that? It was through your sister, wasn't it?
Yeah, she was working for the director.
Yeah, yeah. And for me, favorite actor or actress? I don't know. Do you have a favorite actor or actress? I can't think of anybody.
Samuel Jackson. I think
Yes.
what is the other guy's name? Denzel.
Denzel Washington is good.
I mean, anything he stars in, you're going to get a good performance out of him.
Chris Pratt.
Pratt.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Oh, yeah, D'Onofrio.
Gordon's named after D'Onofrio.
Oh, my God.
Right?
Watching him in the Daredevil this season was just amazing. Such a great actor.
But actresses, I mean, I don't really watch a lot of movies. I'm not a huge movie. What's her name? I do adore Alicia Silverstone from Clueless. That's one of my favorite movies. And yeah, I think that, mostly old school stuff. Like, I don't watch a lot of more recent stuff. Actually, I have to say, the guy who played Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody was amazing.
Well, that was an amazing performance.
Absolutely.
Even though a good portion of it was yes.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't true to whatever. It was still a really good movie.
Oh, no, it was a great movie.
He deserves an Academy Award for that. And she wanted the love story as well. Everybody wants to know. It's not that interesting.
It was a seedy night at a motel.
Oh, stop it.
Motel bar.
Sorry. No. That was your last girlfriend.
It was a seedy night on the internet.
Probably.
It usually is.
It was funny because when I started talking to him, because we met when I was 30, because we've been together. No, so we met when I was 31. Yes, yeah, because we'll be together 9 years in May. 8 years married this year. Yeah, so we met in May of 2009. Thank you, you're better at this than I am. We met on May 2nd of 2009. We were engaged in July of 2009. We married in July of 2010. And so...
And she's been riding the storm ever since.
It's my cross to bear. No, we go through ups and downs and stuff, but I remember, because I don't know about you, but this is going to make me sound bad. I was going out with a lot of people for coffee dates and stuff like that, like before I met him. And my girlfriend told me, she's just like, just give yourself a break. You don't need, and I was perfectly content being by myself. So I did for a while, like about 6 months. And then I logged back on. We met on Plenty of Fish, if anybody wants to know. If anybody back in the day, I don't even think that place exists anymore.
Yeah, it does.
How do you know?
Trust me, it does. I used to hear about it in the smoke here. Oh, you want to get a hoe? You go on that Plenty of Fish site. And I was like, wow, it's changed.
And I went back on and I signed up again, and I think he messaged me within like a week or so. And my life has never been the same. I kept him around because the cats liked him. We stay together now for the sake of the cats.
And now we've adopted a child.
Yeah, we've adopted a child together.
We call him Bernard.
Bernard. Veronica.
Or Bean.
She said she's so excited hubby is joining you. Favorite food?
Thai food. Italian.
You like pad thai, don't you?
Oh, I do like pad thai.
Pizza.
That's Italian.
Pizza. Just pizza.
Pizza, just not from Pizza.
No, not from Pizza. That's nasty. Favorite color?
Sky blue.
Orange. Favorite Christmas memory?
All my Star Wars stuff.
That you got as a kid, all your toys?
I remember one year I got so much stuff. It was like a whole bunch of Star Wars stuff. Got the AT-AT from my grandmother and $50 in the gut.
Nice.
And then I got all the G.I. Joe stuff, including the big ass ship, the carrier.
Nice.
I never got the base.
I remember the year I got a DVD player. Now I'm going to age myself. Because, that was like 15. DVDs were like the new thing. And I got one for Christmas, but I had a really old TV, so you needed an adapter to hook it up. And Dad gave me the present, and I opened this small thing, and I opened it, but I'm looking at this thing going, what is this? I don't know what. My brother's like, you gave it to her in the wrong order. And I had to get the DVD player. So that was funny. Actually, for Christmas memories, one of my favorite things was that when I was growing up, my parents always kind of used to do an open house on Christmas Eve, and they would have everybody over, and that was always a lot of fun, and I do miss that. It was really enjoyable. Like, even when we were just little, it was so nice having all the adults and stuff over. Sissy, the romance queen of book 2. Favorite type of romance novel or books? I do love the contemporary, and I love the historical. What type of books do you read? We've talked about that. And
suspense, science fiction,
Yep.
horror,
you read like
crime and drama, that type of thing.
the complete opposite of what I read.
Yeah.
Essentially. So between the two of us,
We cover everything.
we cover all the genres. Favorite? Oh, you can answer this one too. What's your favorite type of project to knit? He's a knitter.
Currently, I have a pair of socks and a sock yarn blanket on the go.
But what's your favorite project that you ever knit?
My favorite thing that I've ever knit?
Would it be the cowl? You love that?
I love the cowl.
Yeah, he's knit a couple of cowls.
They're called the handbrake.
The handbrake. I will try and remember to link it in the description box below if you guys are interested. It's a free pattern, I think, right?
I'm not sure if I'm pretty sure it went
Yeah, yeah. For me, it's socks. I could knit socks all day long, but I love to knit shawls. I love to knit sweaters.
I like to knit toys.
You do like to knit. You're making that thing for Goran's.
Yeah, it's somewhere over here.
Our cat, you guys have probably seen it before. He has to have a medicine every day. And Garett found this pattern on Ravelry. And it's for a cover that actually goes around here so that it doesn't bother his little snout. Because they said some cats tend to break out. Now, he's had it for, 2 years now? But we just thought he thought he'd make it anyway, just, for funsies. So we found some cotton yarn in his stash, and he's knitting on that right now.
Kind of just folds over, goes around.
Yeah.
The mouthpiece so it blocks it from touching his face.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
But
Yeah,
he's got to get the medicine, might as well make it comfortable.
Well, that's exactly it. You guys have to see the cat. Hi, Bernard.
Excellent.
I don't want to be on the camera.
I have not given written, expressed, or implied permission.
Barbara, what's the fastest animal alive?
Huh?
What's the fastest animal alive?
A cheetah.
A cheetah?
Running from his wife.
A toddler who doesn't want to go to bed. My nephew's crazy. And the last one is Elaine. Get off your phone. I don't care what the NHL is doing.
Well, I do.
Yeah, I took 20 minutes, dear. You couldn't give me 20 minutes.
We're at 24.
Okay, 25 minutes. Do you record quotes or annotate the books that you read? I do not. No. Do you keep a reading log? And if so, how and where?
Goodreads.
Goodreads. You use Goodreads, but I also use the Let's Read spreadsheet. And I will link that in the description box below as well. It was created a couple years ago. I've been using it every year, and I absolutely love it. If you are a data nerd and you like to have all the stats, that's the sheet that you want. And finally, on average, how many books do you read a year?
80.
I'm pushing 300 right now. But last year I only read like 240, and the year before that I only read 80. So it's steadily going up. I would say on average 100 or so. Yeah, that's it.
Or so.
Or so. So put in the comments below, you guys, and tell him you want him to start his own channel for all the nerds.
Nerd books, nerd videos, nerd games,
Comic books,
nerd toys, nerd wives.
It is what it is. Anyway, guys, thank you all so very much for watching, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Take care and happy reading, everybody. Bye.